Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? What's happening with you guys? We're coming to you from the red hot, fiery, smoky Northern California. Um, as it is fiery and smoky, the air quality is terrible. So we're spending a little bit of time hanging out inside. There's really not a safe way to hang out outside right now, but it's a good thing that we've got the Gran Turismo Sport exclusive demo. It was only up for a couple of hours to download, and it was only available to play for a couple of days. So right now I'm just running through the livery editor, something that has never been seen in Gran Turismo before, and I'm just kind of getting the hang of it. I've only messed with livery editors in Need for Speed, but having one that I can actually make a car unique for myself in Gran Turismo, since they don't have many liveries on the cars, that's a good idea. So mess with that, jump into a race. I want to make the race about as hard as possible, choosing one of the best lightings that I think are in the game. A couple of adjustments that you can make. Basically, I'm just setting it on a slider scale, and this is basically going to make the game put on expert or professional level. Seeing my own livery is pretty cool, but I'll refine that later when the game fully comes out on the 17th on Tuesday. Of course, taking all the aids off, you just go with pure vehicle. Rubber meets the road, and use that steering wheel, and let's go. Let's start this race. Visuals are really clean, super good lighting. I can't get enough of the way that the lights shimmer like that. That looks so realistic. The background lighting looks amazing. And as you can see, I'm starting from the very last spot on the grid. But I'm going to show you how to run it up. You just jump around and be a little bit cunning, and make sure you stay out of their ways. Brake a little bit deeper. Roll it on in, head up the hill, and bam, we are already up to like, what's that, 14th, 13th spot from 20th. Rolling on in. This track, this is the Dragon Tales track. This is one of the newest track. It looks like a combination of, well, what looks like some portions of Long Beach and Monaco blend in with a nice oceanfront, mountain-esque kind of, I don't know, Hawaiian feel, I guess. It's pretty cool though. The lighting in the evening looks about the best to me, and man, these cars look really good. Even the sense of speed is a whole lot better as we put some sparks off of the curb right there. See that sense of speed? It really looks like the car is going about 130 miles an hour right there. Most of the cars, they have blinkers front and back that you can activate. You can put on hazard lights. You can flash your high beams, everything to be annoying to your fellow driver. I think it's pretty cool, but those are certain things that you may or may not use. One thing the Gran Turismo did update is the sounds. Going through tunnels and closing structures like that, you tend to get the echo as well as hear the backfire off this GTR right there. The audio is a lot better as far as engine noise goes, but it still is a little bit left to be desired, but I am okay with that. As real as the game looks, certain times it sounds better than Assetto Corsa, so you know, I can deal with it given its physical beauty that it has. We are sitting back in what looks like third place, and I'm running it up, trying to catch these guys up front. Long story short, the handling feels really good on this. Setting your force feedback and how you want the wheel to feel is just the basis on your setup, as that M6 loses traction right there. And I'll take that time to take your place, buddy. So you set your force feedback, and the game does an awesome job at maintaining that force feedback feel. But then every single car that you jump in has a different steering wheel feel. In Assetto Corsa, every time I get in the car, it feels the same way. The steering wheel reacts the same, steering wheel feels the same. Project Cars, it has a little bit of a different feel, but for the most part, steering wheel either has a full rotation or about 720 degree rotation, depending on what car you're in. But Gran Turismo, you really feel a mid-engine car different from a front-wheel drive car, different from a front-engine rear-wheel drive car, and a lighter car feels a little bit different as well. And I'm only speaking on console because that's really all that I have that I'm going to go off of. Although I have played Assetto Corsa on PC, I spent most of my time on console. So as I'm challenging for first place right now, these M6s are just relentless. And I'm wondering if they're this way because Kazunori loves M6s. He has an affinity for them right now because every time you got an M6 in the vicinity, it's a monster. It's going to overtake you. He's not going to give up position. He's going to outrun you. Surprisingly, I got through on the chicane, but he was on my butt. There's a 30-lap race in one of the events when you're doing your driving academy, as I tip sparks and go on 2 wheels right there. In that 30-lap race, for my experience, the M6 was like my nemesis. The dude can go pit and you look on your map and he'll be coming up on you. He'll be dropping about a second a lap and you really got to push it. But these M6s are pretty fast. I'm having a blast right here driving this Aston Martin, and I'm really pushing it as hard as I can. And for the most part, you can see I maintained first place and seemed to end up kind of dominating. I kind of just ran away with it. This was really the only track that we're able to play aside from the rally stuff, and I got to spend a lot of time on it. Plus, I've already been familiar with it when they updated it on the initial beta. The beta that was free for us to get, but it was only given to you on invite. Last event, that's what I was driving on, and when they update this track, I spent a lot of time driving this course. So, I know a little bit of the ins and outs and the outs and ins, and I'm able to run this thing pretty hard. These cars, the chassis are very good. You can roll on the throttle very smoothly when you don't have traction control on, and put all that power to the ground when you're coming out of corners, and the cars seem really stable. So I'm really feeling their physics and the traction that the tires have. Although I just found out right before this demo went down this afternoon, there is a racing super soft tire option, and I'm going to assume that that's a qualifying tire, but online racing guys tend to use that instead of regular tires. But it didn't matter to me because I kind of put it to them, even though they had the racing super softs. But I tried to race the super softs, and the car is just too fast. It makes a GT car handle like a Formula car, like an F1 car, and that to me is just far too much traction. So my preference is racing hard. As you see, I have the car set up on racing hard right here. Now, what I was doing was a 7 to 8 lap race, simply because I was trying to grind, get this money up, because money transfers over into the actual game when it comes out on the 17th, money in cars. So up to $1 million would transfer over, and whatever car you accumulated you had, which is going to give me a little bit of a boost. So run through that, get my money real quick. And then another cool thing is there is a mileage point system. Mileage point system you can use to obtain items and cars as well. You see, I got the money, mileage point system. The daily workout will give you a car, as well as increasing your driver's rating and skill ratings. You see all those things at the top of the screen there, going over to the right. Now, here's the big deal, drifting. Drifting tells you all the physics, how the car handles, how the chassis feel, how the grips feel, and how good the steering is. Now, I really tried to send this. That's a bone stock FRS GT86. Of course, you can't mod the cars in this setup. And I was just having at it just to see how the car felt, running some sections, getting some good confidence, and really throwing this thing. You see, I ride that wall, get back to the other wall, and this right here, just sending the car as deep as possible, holding the throttle, getting the outer line, and coming and cutting the inside. This car is just so sick to drive because it's got no power, and you just stay full throttle, and the car gives you a good review from your throttle usage if you're doing it right. But this thing is badass. The physics are great on this game. I was feeling like it had a little bit too much traction in the front, but when you switch to a different car, of course you got the different feel, different weighted feel on the wheel. Hold on, this is my crown jewel. Watch me send it right here. Dude's getting super sideways, stabbing the brake, backing it up, riding the outer line, just staying on it, get inside, and ride it right up the hill. This game gives me a very positive feel, and I'm super excited to see it come out here on the 17th, and please believe there will be a lot more to come after this.